What is up, everybody? I'm here to review a movie called Forsaken. Now, I know there's been plenty of movies called Forsaken or The Forsaken. In fact, I believe there was a movie that came out this year called Forsaken that was a horror movie. A B movie that nobody's ever heard of, but still, it exists. Now, the movie I'm here to talk about is a 2015 Western with two incredible actors. I'll get to them in a second. But this film is a 2015 film. It premiered at TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, which is exactly where my friends Scott, Ashley, Chad, and Nick are at right now for the 2016 festival. But this movie premiered at TIFF. It went to a couple of other festivals, but initially it was released in 2016 theatrically, even though it was a very limited theatrical run. So it does count as a 2016 release, which is exactly what I'm here to review. Yay. This movie, chances are you've never even heard of, and if you ever come across it, you're probably gonna find it in some kind of bargain bin. But if you ever do come across it, you are gonna notice two very significantly awesome actors on the cover, and you might wonder if this is worth checking out. So here's why I'm doing the review. I just saw the movie. I've been meaning to see it for a while. I honestly don't even remember how I heard of it. But let me tell you who's in the movie. Again, this is a Western. It stars for the first time on camera together in a film the Sutherlands. Yup. Papa Sutherland and son Sutherland. Donald Sutherland and Kiefer Sutherland. So instantly, I was intrigued. I love Donald Sutherland, and let's face it, Kiefer Sutherland is my spirit animal. I love that man. I love everything he does. He's freaking Jack Bauer, man. Forever, he will be Jack Bauer. I'm excited for his new TV show, but forever, he will be Jack Bauer. I even make a joke sometimes saying that Kiefer Sutherland is his alias. Jack Bauer is real. Jack Bauer is real. I know it. But what makes this extra sweet with the addition of those two great actors on screen together, I'm sorry, I don't remember if I just said this, but yes, they were in the film A Time to Kill, but they did not appear together. This is the first time they're together as father and son, both on screen and off screen. The movie is directed by Jon Cassar, who was very hands-on with the show 24. He directed a lot of key episodes, and he was a producer from seasons 1 through 7, and then he helped out with Live Another Day. So, as a diehard fanatic of 24, my all-time favorite show, and me loving Kiefer Sutherland and Donald Sutherland, I had to see this movie. What did I think of it? Well, let me tell you, it is a Western, like I mentioned, so if you watch Westerns, if you're a fan of Westerns, you have to admit to yourself that most of them are pretty much all the same. They all have the same kind of stories, they're all pretty cliche, and this movie is about as cliche as it gets. It pretty much has a Western checklist, okay? We have I don't want to say disgruntled, but a very, Kiefer Sutherland's character, which even his name sounds cliche, John Henry Clayton. Typical Western name. He returns back home after being in the war. That's all they call it, is the war, which I'm pretty sure they were talking about the Civil War. And he was away for a while, so he returns home. He's trying to make amends for, being gone for so long. And also, he did something well out there that he feels very guilty about. So he returns home to try to find peace but because there is a land-grabbing, money-hungry asshole out there who is either willing to buy people's land or force them out, he can't exactly, find peace. So again, cliche storyline. He even comes across an old love interest played by Demi Moore, who, she moved on, she got married, she waited for him, but he took too long. It has every cliche in the book. But does that mean it's a bad movie? No. Actually, it's not a bad movie. It's not a particularly good film. But if you're a Western fan, if you like Westerns, this is a nice, calm, easygoing Western film. And even as a film, it's simple. It's easygoing. It's calm. It feels fine watching it. But of course, if you're somebody who's very cynical and you're somebody who's very critical on films, oh hell yeah, you're gonna be rolling your eyes at every cliche. You're gonna be just going mad with all the cliches in this film. I personally like the film because once again, I love Westerns and I love the Sutherland. So yeah, I'm biased, I'll admit it. But I personally just found it to be an easy watch. It's only 89 minutes. It's a really short film. And you can accuse it of feeling kind of like a TV film, even though it is rated R. It does have a little bit of language, courtesy of one actor. I'll get to him in a second. But it has that TV movie feel, which explains a lot since it's Jon Cassar who directed this movie. But it's not really necessarily a badly made movie. It's got some beautiful landscapes, some beautiful photography. They filmed it in Alberta, Canada, which is what they normally do with Westerns. So everything looks nice. Everything looks pleasant. It has a pleasant tone. If you're not into Westerns, you might get bored. But if you like Westerns, you know that a good Western doesn't always have to have a lot of shoot 'em ups. This movie does have shoot 'em up action, but very little. However, the shoot 'em up action is well worth the wait. It got some really good shootouts in the movie. Again, you know where the story is going, so you know Kiefer Sutherland's character is, he put away his guns, but eventually he's gotta pick them up again. The supporting actors that I enjoyed were Michael Wincott. Michael Wincott, who I think is a very underrated actor. He always has that deep, gruffy voice. If you remember the movie The Crow, he played the villain. Very underrated actor. And he doesn't have a whole lot of screen time in this movie. He's not necessarily the villain. He's the bodyguard of the main villain, played by Brian Cox. I'll get to him in a second. But Michael Wincott, I love his presence, and I enjoy hearing his exchanges between him and Kiefer Sutherland. They're actually old friends, but the war divided them. So they kind of have a score to settle. The main villain, the land grabber, Brian Cox, I love him as well. He's such a brilliant actor. He plays a very typical cliche villain, but I love how arrogantly intimidating he can be. Like, remember that video, Honey God You Don't Give a Damn, Honey God You Don't Care? Brian Cox don't care. He will throw you off your land if he has to. He will threaten you, and it doesn't even faze him. I like that. And he is the only one that pretty much uses the F word a lot. There's another actor in this film. His name is Aaron Paul. I've never really heard of this guy, even though I looked him up and he's done a lot of work in the past. He wasn't necessarily a very good actor, but his character, who, he's one of the lackeys of Brian Cox's character, he's very annoying. but he's that annoying villain that you want to see die so bad. Again, Demi Moore, she's just the love interest that Kiefer Sutherland's character can't have. And she's fine. I mean, it was kind of nice to see her in a movie. She looked very lovely. The guy that plays her husband is a cliche joke of a man. He's like, "Get over here, woman. Stay away from that man." Very, very annoying character. But the two actors that really bring this film to a halt, or it keeps your attention, are of course Kiefer and Donald as father and son. Each scene they had together was fantastic, and that's the reason why I like this movie. I loved seeing them interact with each other. There was one scene where it's probably some of the best acting I've seen Kiefer Sutherland ever do. He explains to his father why he never really returned home, and during his misadventures, he did something really, really regrettable, and he just breaks down and starts crying, on his papa's shoulder, and yeah, that was really well done. I thought that if only these two had done more movies together in the past, and preferably better movies, I think that they could have made some magic, and I hope that they will make other movies after this movie, because this movie, it's going nowhere. I don't even know where you can find it, to be honest. But it is worth a watch. It's not worth a lot of money to spend, or to even go to any dramatic lengths to see it, but it is a decent watch. So I'm going to give The Forsaken a 3 out of 5. Once again, it's just a very easygoing, calm western filled with cliches. There's almost a certain sincerity in how cliche it is, You can tell that they weren't trying to break the mold. They weren't trying to make the best western ever made. They just wanted to tell a simple story. Honestly, I think they just wanted to get the Sutherlands together. But they did it, and, it turned out fine. So, Forsaken, from 2015, actually 2016 technically. Check it out if you wish. I'm sure eventually it's going to end up on one of the streaming platforms, if not already. And if you're a fan of the Sutherlands, definitely check it out. Thank you for checking out this review. If you've made it this far, you might as well just be kind and give me a like, because I would really appreciate it. And if you know anybody that knows of this movie, point them in my direction. Share this video, let them know that there is somebody that likes it, and thank you once again for watching. I will see you guys for the next review or for the next comic book haul. Peace out. Cha cha cha.